Ghanaians have been urged to be wary of the negative impacts of climate change as the devastating impacts are already being felt throughout the country. The general population is being advised to change their attitudes towards the environment to help keep the phenomenon under control. The call was made at the end of a climate change conference dubbed the Youth Climate Summit here in Accra. Joining us is Samuel Kujo Brace was there and comes through with this report.
As the rain came, I had to lose my shop because the whole place was flooded. My clothes and everything, water has gone in the mud and stuff, which I don't know how best I'm going to retrieve it, like how to reuse it to sell it to people.
That Edmund Hyde, a victim of a flooding incident here in Accra. He lost his capital and his place of abode in the process. He is blaming the changes in the climate for his misfortune.
So one way or the other, I was affected that way. And then my place that I placed my head to, the whole place, I need to tackle these two issues. And this got to do with the climate change. And it's got to do with the activities, the lifestyle that we are living within that same community.
Edmund is not alone. There are several other people who are falling victims to the changes in the climate. Farmers are probably the hardest hit. One institution that must be at the forefront of our struggles to find solutions to the climatic changes is the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO. Its director in charge of climate change adaptation is Charlotte Achampon. She corroborates what Edmund is saying and adds that smallholder farmers will be hardly hit.
But in terms of disaster management, I can tell you that the impacts are felt because you have a drought, for instance. Mind you, climate change is about too much water or too less water. So if you take a drought situation in the northern parts of the country, we're going to see there's going to be livelihoods affected. That's farmers, especially the smallholder ones.
As part of measures to reduce road accidents in the Central Business District, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly is embarking on a road demarcation project on London Market Street in Jamestown. The lack of demarcations has caused a number of accidents in recent times, according to the Road Design and Transport Coordinator of the AMA, Samuel Boama Dankwa. The project, which will take off this month, will bring some sanity to the nation's capital.
Ash data we collected suggested that the London Market Street in Jamestown is one of the several corridors with high traffic crashes and fatalities. So it was necessary for us to come down to do further assessments to try to understand what was leading to the cause of these crashes. And some of the observations we made included the fact that vehicular speeds are high, in excess of 60 kilometers per hour. Traffic volumes are also extremely high. In addition to that, pedestrian-related activities are high. So a combination of these creates a lot of pedestrian vehicular crashes. And so it was necessary to propose interventions that will help to ameliorate the extent of crashes on this corridor. A number of the interventions we've proposed include the posting of the 30 km per hour speed limit sign, because currently there exists no speed limit sign on the entire 340-meter stretch of this corridor. In addition, there are no road line markings, and so vehicles are unable to drive within a specific lane. So we are marking the road lines to ensure that these communicate adequately to motorists. In addition to this, we are also introducing what we call the raised pedestrian crossing. And traditionally, you have a speed hump and you have a pedestrian crossing at different locations. But we are superimposing the pedestrian crossing onto the speed table to have it at one location, so that it will play the dual role of calming traffic and also permitting pedestrians to cross at the same location. We are also introducing some rumble strips, and all these are geared towards calming down traffic so that pedestrians can cross safely. We are also introducing some perspective of an urban artistic feature so that pedestrians who are using this stretch will have a feel of the community in which they are walking, so that at least pedestrians would also feel safe in using this space. You see a number of schools located here as well, so we are designating this location as a school zone, and so there will be a school zone sign placed there to communicate adequately to motorists to observe the safety precautions and to ensure that speeds are reduced once they get into this catchment area. Hopefully from next week, latest by the 6th of April, work should start, and it is estimated that it will take about 2 months, a little over 2 months to complete.